Hello you guys, welcome back to Channel Clay. I hope you're doing well wherever you are in this crazy world. And I'm like already effing laughing because the outrageousness of today is just a little too much for me. But let's talk about it a little bit, alright? The girls are fighting. They truly are. Today, Elon Musk decided June 5th, 2025 is the day he wanted to wake up and choose violence against Donald Trump, his former buddy. Now, I know we got the news that the two were departing. Elon was leaving. He's not going to be a part of Doge or the administration anymore. Okay. So people were like, there must be some beef going on. Well, is there ever? Because they're going back and forth on Twitter. Elon Musk, like the richest man in the world, or whatever the fuck, country, whatever. And then the president of the United States are going back and forth, dragging each other online, just like all day long. And I'm like, this is why sometimes I feel like life is not real. I'm like, because these grown-ass men, the world leaders and like the most wealthy, are sitting here tripping on a platform, a social media platform. Like, this shit is unreal. So if you don't know, it's happened over on Twitter, which is now, I guess, called X because Elon took over. He owns it and everything. So I was scrolling, and all of a sudden I started seeing like Pop Base, Pop Crave, all reporting on these tweets from Elon. So I'm seeing Elon says, which is a massive statement, and it's like he's right at the edge of admitting what we all know went down back in November. Elon says on Twitter, Trump would have lost the election without him. He says, quote, without me, Trump would have lost the election. Dems would control the House and Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate. Such ingratitude, saying that Trump is not being gracious and having gratitude towards Elon, which apparently Elon did something to make Trump win. He's flat out saying, without me, his ass wouldn't be in fucking office. He's, to me, basically admitting that they stole the effing election, which we have all felt because it happened too quickly. That night just was so fucking weird. Like, it just has never sat right since. And now he's pretty much saying, you know, without me, you wouldn't have won. What does that mean? Money? Because you have an unlimited pocket? Okay, but I truly don't understand what that means. So you have an unlimited pocket, all right. Or does that mean something else a lot more nefarious? Like, y'all were doing like some election rigging-ish. And that is why Biden and Kamala were like, all right, yeah, they backed up off it real quick. Like, they didn't even try to fight it. It just seems like they knew. And they knew eventually it would come out. And basically Elon is telling us what we all knew, that this race was rigged. And he should be ashamed of himself. Like, ashamed of himself. This is crazy. So then I was seeing more shit all day today with Trump and Elon. Okay, so then Donald is sitting here in the White House, I guess in the Oval Office, and they're talking to him and stuff, and he says Elon Musk has Trump derangement syndrome. He's not the first. People leave my administration and they love us, and then at some point they miss it so badly. Some of them embrace it and some of them actually become hostile. Like, he is the most delusional motherfucker. I cannot. I actually cannot. But that's not it. They keep going with each other all day long, apparently. Then Trump threatens to cut government contracts and subsidies key to Musk's business as fallout spreads from their feud. So now, because Elon is talking against Trump and calling him out all online, Trump is now being retaliatory, which I'm like, if there was any type of HR, isn't that like against rules and stuff? You can't be retaliatory if shit happens. Like, what is going on here? So he's threatening to take away government contracts and subsidies, which essentially is money. So because of Trump saying that, Elon says, time to drop the really big bomb. And he ats Donald is in the Epstein files. That's the real reason they haven't been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. Y'all. And then he proceeds to say, oh, and some food for thought. As they ponder this question, Trump has 3.5 years left as president, but I will be around for 40 years. Plus, don't threaten us, Elon. Please don't threaten us. Like, this is the... So then, apparently Trump says on his app platform, I guess it's Truth Social, he says, Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave, took away his EV mandate, and then forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted, that he knew for months I was going to do, and he just went crazy. So Trump is blaming all of this because of this EV mandate. And then Elon responds and says, such an obvious lie, so sad. I don't know who to believe. I think this is all fucking madness. The sad thing is we have like all these other world leaders and all the other countries, the citizens looking at us like, are y'all okay? Are y'all really okay? Like, people are concerned about us over in the States now. People are now concerned to come over here because they think we're raving mad fucking lunatics. And I cannot blame them because a large majority, until we get confirmed otherwise, there is a large majority who support that man and voted for him. So let's not act like it couldn't have happened. Like, I definitely think there was some rigging there, but there is also a large set of people who voted for him and support him and still support him even after everything. So other countries are looking at us like, what the hell? And these world leaders are looking at us like they're sitting here fighting online, like fucking, like, are we understanding? Like, the richest man and our president are fighting online back and forth at each other. While they're distracted, these other countries who don't like us could be like plotting and planning because we're clearly not together. We need to get our shit together. This is absolutely ridiculous. So Elon says that's a lie. Then, of all the people that we needed to chime in on anything, Kanye says, bro, please no, we both love you so much. Asking these two not to be fighting. I was like, this day. What is happening? Are we in a matrix? Like, I've keep seeing like people saying we're in a freaking matrix. None of this is real. Sometimes it honestly feels that way. It really, really does. Someone said he's so close to admitting something super fucking illegal. God, please let this man do more drugs. Talking about Elon saying that Trump is not gracious about making him win. And then it seems like Donald Trump's account was suspended, which we know Elon owns Twitter. So he just fucking closed Trump's Twitter down again. Y'all, I don't even... It's, you have to laugh to stop from crying, but it is actually really fucking sad. It's so sad that this is happening. So that's what's happening on the political front. I did also see some, just to move away from that madness, because like the more I think about it, like I truly get pissed off because I'm like, this is not right. There's no way this is our life. Like, wow. But I did see, because I was talking about Halle, and I think it's Halle, like Halle Berry, but Halle Bailey. So Halle and DDG was trying to put in this motion where she couldn't take her little baby Halo to Italy to shoot this movie for 2 months. He tried to stop that and put in a motion so that she couldn't take him, her child, for 2 months to be away from a mother. I just don't see how that's beneficial for the child at all, for little Halo to be away from their mother for 2 months. That's insane and that's evil. And as you're looking at the text and stuff, I'm like, she's clearly very distraught, clearly not in her right mind, but she also was very upfront about going through postpartum. Apparently articles have come out where she spoke about it and her having a rough time during postpartum. So the betrayal of putting out those texts, and there were instances where she's begging him to take Halo and he's not taking Halo. She's asking for help, begging for help, and he's not giving it to her. Then somehow you're going to now all of a sudden want to step in and act like, oh my gosh, she can't be with him. But when she was trying to get you to help and step in, you wanted to have nothing to do with it. DDG is not a good guy. Regardless, he's trying to smear her name. He's trying to ruin her. He's not a good guy. And I'm very happy that the judge said that's complete bullshit and denied that motion. Denied, her not having custody over little Halo. Put all that shit to an end because it was absolutely ridiculous. And I just don't see how someone who was online damn near 24/7 streaming with randoms, complete randoms, what are you going to do all day long? You going to put your life on hold for 2 months to take care of your kid 24/7 and make sure he's good and not around all these random people? I don't think so. Or you're going to give it to a nanny, which would be fucked up when he could just be with his actual mother or someone else in your family. No, that doesn't make sense either. So I was very happy that the judge said, fuck you to that, because that's absolutely ridiculous. But hold on. So enough about that sad stuff. Let's talk Bravo, all right? So I watched Summer House. I've watched pretty much all of the seasons. I think I didn't watch I'm pretty sure I watched all the seasons. Like, I binged them. I went back and watched them all. And Paige is one of my favorites. She has confirmed that she is out next season. She is done with Summer House, and I feel like it's a natural end. I actually feel like it's a natural end for a lot of the cast. Amanda, Kyle, Sierra, all of them. Lindsay, obviously. Like, I feel like it should be a natural end for all of them. But because Paige, I feel like, went through a lot this year with Craig, who, I'm just gonna be upfront, I'm not on Craig's side of things. I am on Paige's side of things. I know, feelings vary on that. A lot of people are Team Craig in this situation with their breakup and how it went down, but I'm on her side for sure, because I understand. But Paige, she announced on her, I think this was IG, that she is leaving, and she does have some other stuff that she has going on. She has Daphne, I believe that's the name of her cat, and Daphne is her sleepwear brand that she's going to be making, which I think is super appropriate because they call themselves the bed bugs, her and Sierra, Amanda, because they're always chilling in bed on their phones and being super fucking lazy, and scrolling, and I completely relate. So I'm excited to see what she comes out with, the designs. However, I was talking to my sister and she was talking about the price points. And she was reading some article, and apparently the camis, just the tanks for this line, are going to be running $58, and a set is going to be running $230. And I'm just like, Paige, that's pricey, baby. And the economy is rough right now. People don't got the excess money to spend. $230 for a set. And I just feel like, I understand you want to be high end, you want to, be exclusive, but I feel like less people have that exclusive type money. If you broaden it out and make it more accessible and more affordable, then you're going to get more sales, and it's going to make up, and balance out at the end. Then you have more people repping your shit. So I hope she doesn't try to go too high end and still makes it affordable for her fans and the people who watch her, who are at the Giggly Squad. Because my sister, she's gone to her shows. She, watches her podcast. She's 26. She's still in school trying to do, she's I want to get some pieces, but I literally wouldn't be able to afford it. So I just hope Paige and her team thinks about that a little bit more going forward. But she basically says, look, I have a little life update for you. I've made a decision not to return to Summer House. Being a part of this show has been one of the most rewarding chapters of my life. The friendships, the drama, the giggles, all unforgettable. You've seen me grow up over the last 7 summers. Wow, 7 years. That's a long time. I really do think that's you gracefully bow out, when it's your time. Some of these Bravo Labs don't know when to leave, okay? And they get forced to leave, and it becomes a whole ordeal. She says, I'll always be beyond grateful for the memories, the community, and the opportunities this wild ride has brought me. But like all good things and some bad decisions, it's time for this chapter to close. To my castmates, the fans, and to my NBCU family, thank you. I could have never imagined what this journey would turn into, and how many of you would be along for the ride, and you haven't seen the last of me, I promise. So much more to do together. But for now, you know you can always find me and Daphne in my bed. Kisses. So I think that was a very cute send-off, but I'm also wondering if it's going to trigger any of the other cast members to also depart, because I feel like Paige was an integral part of that cast, and I feel like her presence is going to be missed, and especially for Sierra. Oh my god, like, what are we going to get Sierra just in the bed by herself, like scrolling? That's going to be sad. So I feel like they're going to have to reshape, they're going to have to redo Summer House, and it's time. It's definitely time. All of them are well into like their 30s now and whatnot. Lindsay's having a kid. Kyle and Amanda are married. I think maybe they're trying for kids, but then with the one episode I saw, I think maybe they might have put that on pause, but whatever. It is their time to just do other things, or maybe they'll do like a spin-off of like them and their life in the city. I think that would be cool as well. But that's a Bravo Lab little update. We also have that the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion has been taping. It was going to be taped, and they put out the seating chart. We also know, per Kenya, that she was disinvited from the reunion. Edie actually skipped the reunion, and she is a newbie. This is her first year. You already had a horrible season, and then for you to skip out on the reunion, that's pretty much a wrap on her, which really she's not going to be missed. But Kenya did something surprising. Like, she put out a real genuine apology, and I think it was big of her. I'm trying to find it so I can read it for y'all. Here she goes. She says, I'm disappointed to not be a part of the Real Housewives of Atlanta 16 reunion taping today. Please know I take full accountability for my actions and deeply apologize to all those affected, including Brittany, the cast, crew, guests, and viewers. I look forward to seeing you on Bravo soon. So I think that is what should have been done maybe at the beginning, so that none of this would have taken place to begin with her getting taken off the show, or if she's suspended or whatnot. But with her saying, I look forward to seeing you back on Bravo soon, maybe there's something in the works. Hopefully. I do think Kenya, again, she's an integral part of this franchise for Atlanta, so her presence would be massively missed, I feel like. I know they have Phaedra back on this season. I haven't really been watching that much. I see the clips, but I don't know if Phaedra has gotten the reception she thought that she was going to get from the fans, because I don't feel like people are feeling her. I don't, sadly. So also Bravo related, the Real Housewives of OC trailer dropped today, and y'all, that is how you do a trailer. Like, you give a little, like, you have us intrigued, we see the drama, it's like, but not too much where we know everything of what happened and we already know the whole storyline before even going into the season. So it's like, why do we even need to watch? It was the perfect trailer. We have the addition of Gretchen as a friend. She's going after Tamara. We have Shannon just being unhinged and showing off her cooch. I'm like, what is going on there? They started off with the ladies taking a lie detector. Potentially Heather Dubrow wants to be off in Beverly Hills and be on the Beverly Hills Housewives, which I think could be a good fit. Jennifer, the new girl, looks like she's getting married, getting prepped for her nuptials with her boo. What was the new girl? What was the other new girl's name? Christina? What was her name? The Asian chick. Hold on. What was her name? Real Housewives of OC cast. Katie. So Katie's on there. It seems like the ladies are going after Katie real bad. I guess Gina has an issue with the kids, and Travis, that's still ongoing disaster. I guess they're still trying to be together. And then we have Miss Emily over here. I knew it was only a matter of time before I heard the divorce word come from her, because I just feel like her husband's an asshole. Like, he's just an asshole. Me and my mom will watch him, and he's like, he's just a fucking asshole. We always laugh at when what's her name, Kelly Dobb, was like, you little bitch, you little bitch. She was calling him a bitch and everything. I do not like Kelly, but that moment was funny. And then Tamara is just consistently in some fucking mess, running her mouth, doing what she do, you know. And I think I heard Shannon was making out with people in Newport. So there was just a lot going on, but there was so much meat to it. So I saw a great reaction and reception to the trailer. People are excited. It's meaty. It seems like there's a lot there. And look, OC ladies, they're the OGs. And I feel like they've always brought it. There may be a couple of seasons that may have been some duds, but for the most part, OC ladies have always brought it. And they're the OGs, so it's only right. So I was happy about that. That is coming out on July 10th, I believe I saw. Yeah, July 10th. So I will be watching for that. But to close out, just because I've been like listening to the Diddy trial in the background as I'm working, just because it's just easy to do. It's just, you hear it. So, apparently though, today, Diddy was doing the most in the courtroom with the jurors. I can only imagine sitting in there and the P. Diddy is sitting there looking at you. And to the point where they're threatening to kick him out. So apparently the judge warns Diddy to stop mugging at the jurors or you will get the boot. He was trying to, like, I guess, intimidate them. So apparently Diddy was making faces at the jurors in his federal trial, and he got a stern warning from the judge this morning. And this is the 17th day. Good gracious. So after her testimony, after I guess Brianna Boglin was doing the cross-examination, one of the jurors left for a break. The judge admonished Diddy's defense lawyer, Mark Oneflo, and his client's courtroom behavior, pointing out Diddy was nodding vigorously while staring down jurors. Oh, Lord. And they're cutting up. While he stopped short of saying it, the judge's concern seemed to be Diddy's behavior could sway jurors, conveying to them he agrees with questions from his attorneys or the answers Brianna was giving at the time. That is a hot-ass mess. So then it kind of just goes down the events of what took place in court today. So we're not going to do all that. But apparently he was in there nodding at the jurors like, yep, you heard that question? Mugging at them like, Diddy! There's just so much going on in this world right now that is kind of crazy. Like, and we're all just here watching the shit burn and going about our own lives individually. And I guess that's all you can do is just try to enjoy what you can. Like for me, after I get off of here, I got some eyeliner and I got some nails. These are kind of different for me. They kind of have a little spike to it. So I got some nails. I'm going to put my nails on. I'm going to get a good meal. Figure out what I want to eat, and I'm gonna watch my shows. I have so much to catch up on. I need to watch the Summer House reunion. I need to watch some more episodes of season 6 of Love Island because the new season just dropped. I need to watch, what else do I need to watch? There was something else. What else was there? Love Island. My girl's there. I need to watch that. So I've got some plans for my evening. It's going to be a very chill evening. Me and my Blair cat. She's up there. So, yeah. I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. Hopefully I didn't overwhelm you with so much shit that's been going on. But I'm just sitting here as I'm scrolling. I'm like, and this happened, and this happened. What is going on? What is actually going on in this world? My goodness. So yeah, you guys, I'm sure I will be back in another video. Let me go to my timeline to see if anything else has happened with Trump and Elon before I get off of here. Absolute fools. Oh my gosh. Someone said AP US history is going to be insane in 2000. They're going to write about this shit in history books, which is just like, my kids are going to ask me about this shit. I'm like, yeah, I was there for all of the madness, you know, all of it. All right, y'all. Seems like they have completed the nonsense for the day. Absolutely ridiculous. So I'll catch you all in another video. I hope that you have a great evening, whatever your plans are, chilling, watching your show, eating a good meal, what have you. And I'll see you in another video. Bye.